Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon. My name is Ramesh alias Muhammad Zaidi. I'm the advisor for AIESEC and also an associate professor in Information Systems, Azman Hashim International Business School. Welcome to Youth to Business Career Fair. So let me just introduce myself. Allow me to share my screen. Okay, before I start with my launching speech, as I mentioned just now, allow me to just a little bit on myself so that you know who am I. So I already told you my name, okay? And I believe as a person and also as a professional, I truly believe in acquiring and offering experiential and hands-on learning. I'm passionate in integrating technology with business needs for improved value proposition and sustainability. And also, I believe in entrepreneur mindset and action is the major driving force. Just to share a little bit on my major and prominent achievement for 2021, I was actually selected as one of 16 people all over the world for the program called IVLP, International Visitor Leadership Program, Science and Technology USA, from June to July this year. And I'm also the National Program Director on a program called Idea at KPT, or Impact Digital Entrepreneurship Apprentice at KPT. So it's actually from early this year and end of this year. So this program is conducted and nearly 20 institutes of higher learning involved. Okay, so my working experience, if you can see here, I have quite a number of working experience. Okay, from 2 private organizations, 3 my own enterprise. I have 3 government organization experiences and a total of 27 years. So my education history, I'm from SPM, and you can see that from SPM, STPM, I took my bachelor degree, my master's, my PhD, and also I learned about digital marketing, or we call it digital entrepreneurship. So I took a diploma, and also to be equipped with the current what we call revolution in especially in big data. I actually took a master's in data science, just recently finished in August 2021. Okay, so there are several technical skills there and people skills, and also my hobby. However, I just want to share with you the great aim of education is not knowledge. You can see a lot of my education history there, a lot of my certificates and so on. But again, the great aim of education is not knowledge. Do you know what it is? The great aim of education is not knowledge, but action. So that is where I believe in putting all my knowledge into action, which I actually come up with a lot of good proposals, and this has become into reality, which is transformed into some fundings. Okay, so those fundings are being used to develop more and more of my customers, or we call it a beneficiary, which they will have the benefit of it. Okay, enough about me. Okay, just a little bit on what is happening now. Do you know that there are more than nearly 1 million books okay, published every year in the US alone. So it's not including all the countries in maybe in Asia, in Africa, only in United States alone. So what does it mean here? What does it mean here? Let us see the second one. So this diagram, it shows that human knowledge doubled approximately every century up until 1900. And by the end of World War II, you can see there, knowledge was doubling every 25 years. And on average, human knowledge is doubling every 13 months. Clinical knowledge, okay, you can see there doubling every 18 months, and nanotechnology knowledge is doubling every 2 years. So why am I telling you this? Why am I telling you this? If you see here, every minute of the day, you can see what is happening. Okay. So the main reason why I'm showing you this is because they are so dynamic in terms of learning. We are not actually able to catch everything. Okay, so based on Eric Schmidt's Google CEO, between the birth of world and 2003, there were 5 exabytes of information created. But now we create 5 exabytes every 2 days. So it's a lot. Okay. All right. So this is very much related to what I want to share with you. I was given the topic, the importance of goal setting in career plan before stepping into the workforce. Okay. So I see this topic in a different perspective. Okay, so I like to share with you what is my perspective on it. We know that goal setting is very crucial. Okay, if you Google, you find a lot of ways telling you that is you need a goal setting, how to do it, and so on. Okay, so here we know the why is it creates focus and direction. It creates a goal will challenge you to grow. Okay, goals also drive you to take action, and not to forget, goals also offer inspiration if you complete your goal. Okay, however, as I promised, I'm going to share with you from a different perspective. Okay, I'm not sure whether you have read this book or maybe you have found this book. Anyway, maybe you can guess how old actually the age of this book. Okay, if you look there, just from the yellow box there, okay, the symptoms of future shock are with us now. This book can help us survive our collision with tomorrow. Okay, so it sounds like this book is quite new because it's just telling us something that they can help us survive for tomorrow. But don't be surprised, this book was written by Prof in 1970. 1970, okay? So it's already 51 years old. Years old ago. The illiterate here, let me just read for you. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Okay? So if we are not the person who cannot learn, cannot unlearn, and cannot relearn, that means we are actually gone. We are not able to survive in this 21st century. Okay, so this is rather a very important question for you to answer. Rather than asking yourself the goal setting for you to prepare into the workforce, just ask yourself what to do when the goals keeps on moving. Okay, right. I believe there are three things that you can actually practice. Number one is you must have behavioral flexibility. Number two, you must take action. Number three, you must work harder on yourself by learning how to learn. Let me just explain. Okay. So in terms of having behavioral flexibility, changing your behavior to suit the different needs and demands are very, very critical. Okay, so it's mentioned there by Charles Darwin, it's not the strongest, but the most adaptable that survive. Okay. So the person with the most flexibility of thought, feeling, language, and behavior always has the edge over others. So it's very, very critical to learn how to become or how to be behavioral flexibility, how to have behavioral flexibility. And the next one is to take action. Okay, so like I mentioned previously, education, the aim of education is not knowledge, but action. So here, action is the real measure of intelligence. So if you see here, the meaning of being intelligent has changed. Okay, we know, we have learned that coming out from a university, you will get job. Okay, people will respect you, people will will listen to you, you can have a better influential power, okay, towards others. But everything has changed. Okay. So unfortunately, intelligence is no longer associated with academic degrees, philosophical outlook, or even IQ level. Rather, it has become the ability to act systematically at the quickest possible time. Intelligence, therefore, is different from schoolwork success. Okay. Put that in mind. So I just give you one context. Okay. So let's see. Uh, let's say you have a lot of goals. You are very clear on your goals, very very clear, but you don't put any action. Or at least maybe out of 10 of your goals, 2 or 3 you made action on that. The rest you didn't do. You still cannot achieve the optimum level of achievement or success. Why? Because there are some of the goals are not met. You didn't put action on that. So putting action is very, very critical. So some of us have problems with procrastination. We like to delay things. Okay. So it's very common to have that, but don't make it as culture. And there are ways to actually solve this kind of problem within us. Okay. So those who are very perfectionists, they often procrastinate. Why? Because they want to wait for the best time to perform whatever they want to do. So they will wait for the best environment, the best mood, and they will keep on telling themselves, today my mood is not so good. Tonight maybe my mood is better. I will do my work. I will put action on what and strike off the checklist. But it will not work. Okay? So again, taking action is the real measure of intelligence. The third one is work harder on yourself by learning how to learn. This is very critical. If you read there, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. Income seldom exceeds personal development. Okay. So, for example, in the context of a student, if you work hard to get your 4 flat, you will get the best student. You get to be the best student. You get to have the best results. Okay. But if you work hard on developing, for example, not only you're getting the fourth lab, studying and doing assignments and so on. You focus, for example, on self-development, let's say communication, okay, having strong, let's say, learning how to take good action, okay, learning not to procrastinate, okay, like the Pomodoro principle, okay, Pomodoro techniques. Those can help you to become or to make a fortune. Okay? This is very, very critical, is because if we want to actually become more valuable to the workforce, we must be very, very strong, not because of the job. Okay, it's because of us. When we develop ourselves to become equipped, that means we will have the flexibility, we will know how to take action, and we will know how to take care on our personal development. Okay, so here, if we look, for example, how do you relate these three? Okay, these three, like I mentioned just now, that is number one is the behavioral flexibility. Number two is taking action. Number three is work hard on yourself. Okay, and to learn more, to learn how to learn. That means you will be very resourceful. You will learn the demands and needs of companies and recruiters. You don't actually come to put intention to work in an organization without knowing what actually the demands. Okay, that is number one. Number two, you must think and empathize as you are the owner of the company or the business. If you know the feeling of being an owner, then you know how important it is to get profit, to cut all the costs down, okay, to be very effective, efficient. Then you know how to become a good workforce. Okay. By having the empathy, putting yourself in the boss shoes, then you will understand. So, number three, you must be an entrepreneurial workforce. Okay, entrepreneurial workforce, that means you are an entrepreneurial worker, okay, and people also call you as intrapreneur. You are not an entrepreneur because you are working, you are getting income, salary, you are paid salary, but there are differences with entrepreneur, which they actually put their risk, okay, investing something on their venture. You are actually in a company where you think like entrepreneur, but the risk mostly goes to your boss. Okay, but because you have the empathy and the understanding of becoming, thinking, or feeling like a boss, then you know the importance of being entrepreneurial. So I hope you can relate the three things. Okay, so what happens if the goal changes? So the goal changes will be helpful for you in terms of three things. Remember, number one, you must have behavioral flexibility. Number two, you must take action. And number three, you must actually, still remember, okay, work harder on yourself and learn how to learn. Okay, put yourself harder, work on yourself harder. All right. Okay, so that's my sharing. I was also given the responsibility to actually give up a short launching speech. Okay, let me just look at my speech. Just a simple one. I don't want to take a lot of your time. Okay, so Okay, let me just read. Okay. So the Youth to Business Career Fair Y2BCF is a huge event. It requires huge commitments from AIESEC leadership, teams, communities, and also our sponsors. The speakers, programs, and activities are designed and brought especially for all of you. I sincerely express my thanks, my gratitude, and congratulations for a job well done to AIESEC and the team. I would like to invite all to join and make the best out of it. I like to advise something. This is actually a very good question on learning how to learn. Okay. Write down on a piece of paper, what can I become? Okay. So in this case, whatever it is or wherever it is you go or whatever it is you attend, for example, let's say you're attending a talk in this program or maybe out of this program, use that question, what can I become? Okay. So if you are attending a talk on interviewing skills, how to be prepared for interview, don't ask yourself, I should be prepared like this, like that, and so on. You have to tell yourself, I have to become, for example, let's say number one, wearing a good attire to attend a physical meeting or maybe an online interview. What can I become to show that I am in a good gesture and also in a good visual, in a good presentation visually. So these are this is actually a very important question for you. What can I become? Okay, so we know that in this, you've seen in the previous presentation, I guess, the AIESEC group has actually provided you with the objective. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you the objective again, okay, but I'm going to just go through a bit, okay, then you know, like the problem statement that we have, skill mismatch, okay, and then we also have the another perspective from management and leadership, 82.5% skills that are lacking, okay. Technical, vocational, and job specific, 78.5%, language, 73.5%, 69.9% interpersonal. Okay, so this one is the things that we know. Okay, but how do we actually get prepared? Because most of these have been there for quite a long time. Okay, but you must understand, as I told you previously, I showed the information era has doubled, everything has doubled, triple, quadruple. So it's very difficult for us to have what they call to get everything as our skills. Okay, it's very difficult. But my three things that I shared just now, okay, the behavioral flexibility, okay, the taking action, also work hard on yourself, okay, and learn how to learn is very, very important to solve this. Okay, so these the programs that we actually offer, and I really hope that all of you can enjoy and make sure that you get the best out of it. Okay, so there are many offerings here. I believe it has the highest value for you. You will not have the option to miss any of it. Otherwise, you will lose tons of practical and actionable knowledge. Thank you to all parties who have played their role in contributing such greatest value, especially to our youth. You are the real agent of change. With all of this prepared for you, I would like to launch the Youth to Business Career Fair Y2BCF 2021. Thank you very much. And wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Thank you again.